Hi guys, welcome back to our channel Maiden Hunters. We're back again with a discussion and analysis for the match that was played between RCB and CSK. Plenty of history before this match, and I guess this fixture never disappoints. And we got some very hot and burning questions that we'd love to ask you guys. We also have our very what of straightforward, some scathing attacks will be made on some very key marquee players because yesterday's match to me was more of a what do you call it? A surrender, if I may call that, rather than a fight. I mean, I haven't seen CSK play like that in probably years, and I think that was a very timid standard. If you look at CSK and how they perform, so that performance has just opened up a new Pandora box. And I think Twitter, YouTube, everyone, the pundits, they've all been very busy, suddenly very active, and suddenly sort of taking initiative and sort of addressing what we may call little sensitive, given that it's Indian cricket. Fans are touch too sensitive. So when you call out their heroes up and out in the open, I think there's bound to be some backlashes. Your take on that, Arpit?
Yeah, I think you've summed it up really well. Uh, I was just trying to think कि ये सब कहाँ चेंज हुआ, कहाँ बदला. CSK as a franchisee used to be a feared franchisee that
Yeah,
aimed to win.
yeah,
Uh, their supporters, their fan base, especially the crowd at Chepauk, used to be touted as the most knowledgeable crowd when it comes to cricket. They have had history of acknowledging game when they see one. But I'm just trying to think of when all of this changed and turned into blind fandom, वो अंधभक्ति जो which is
हाँ,
in some other context when it comes to India, but ये अंधभक्ति कब शुरू हुई by the Chennai faithful.
yeah,
What I'm trying to understand. I think अगर आप देखोगे तो 2022 is when, if you remember, there was this whole wave around the country of trying to give MS a farewell, and
correct,
all the stadiums used to turn yellow.
correct.
मैच हो रहा है, दिल्ली में मैच हो रहा है, कलकत्ता में मैच हो रहा है, आपको सिर्फ एक पीली वेव दिखेगी बिकॉज पीपल थॉट कि
This may be the last one.
this may be the last season and here's a legend who is about to retire. Let us give him the farewell that he deserves, and rightly so. uh,
Correct.
फिर आई रिमेम्बर 2022 का जो लास्ट मैच हुआ था
Hmm.
नई के सीजन का, तो उसमें आई गेस मे बी इट वाज हर्षा भोगले या कौन
Harsha Bhogle.
था कि व्हाट नेक्स्ट, एंड माही भाई ने बोला कि द फैंस हैव डन सो मच फॉर मी एंड इट इज ओनली राइट इफ आई गिव देम अ रिटर्न गिफ्ट, if I do
Yeah,
something back for them, so I'm going to try and play another season. And then 2023 happened.
yeah,
आई थिंक नहीं, थोड़ा थोड़ा मैसअप कर दिया मैंने, जो 2023 में ये हुआ था, एंड देन 2024 हैपेंड. 2024
right.
में माही भाई ने रिटर्न गिफ्ट देने का ट्राई किया कि लेट मी प्ले अनदर, एंड ऑल्सो मे बी एक साइकिल एंड हो रही है आईपीएल की, 2024 में मेगा ऑक्शन है, तो मे बी वांटेड
Hmm.
टू द साइकिल. तो वो जो पूरी वेव थी फैंडम की, वो इट रिपीटेड अनदर ईयर, एंड देन
Hmm.
उसके बाद ऐसा लगा कि फिर आदत हो गई है. मतलब इट बिकेम द नॉर्म कि आज अब
Right.
मैचेस हो रहे हैं तो टीम हार रही है. शिवम दुबे कल आउट हुआ है, उसके आउट होने पे क्राउड चिल्लाई है पहले.
120 डेसिबल्स
हाँ
टू
ठीक है,
बी
क्राउड चिल्लाई
एग्जैक्ट.
है. क्राउड चिल्लाई है, उसके बाद उन्होंने देखा कि माही भाई नहीं आ रहे हैं, अश्विन आ रहा है, तो फिर शांत हो गए. फिर सब एकदम उसमें चले रहे, नहीं हम लोग तो हार रहे हैं. एंड देन अश्विन आउट हुआ, एंड देन फिर से वो पूरा शुरू हुआ. इट इज अ लिटिल, मतलब ऑल ऑफ दिस इज व्हाट अगेन मेक्स क्रिकेट अ नॉन सीरियस स्पोर्ट टुडे इन माय ओपिनियन. बट हाँ, आप मैच के ऊपर अगर आओ, आई थिंक ये सब बातें तो हम लोग आगे कर सकते हैं.
Before we go in there, I just have one thing to say.
Hmm.
And I think it's been quoted non-stop for the past maybe 17 years, give or take, that you either die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain. And though this thought sort of did come to me like probably in a couple of seasons ago also, last season it was pretty much evident. And as for the part that you mentioned, right, that he wants to give a return gift and all, I think he done quite an immense job after the whole match fixing row. They came back, they won titles. I think in 18 they won, and then 10, 11, 18, 20, 21, 22. I think
22.
22, and they no, actually 23, 23. Uh,
हम्म गुजरात को
because
हराया।
Gujarat won, and then
22
again they played
गुजरात
a
वन,
final.
करेक्ट करेक्ट।
Yeah, right. So 2023 was very apt from Dhoni's perspective that he was playing those shots, right? That actually lit up the entire stadium. There was this sense of, a purpose that he had in whatever limited role as a batter that he was providing. Because his keeping and all, that's like out of the question. No one's questioning that. But I think gone are those days when wicket keepers were taken into the team for the sole job of, keeping wickets. That's so no longer there, right? That myth got, or rather, like that trend got over with Adam Gilchrist breaking into the world cricket. So when in 2023 they won, I thought, ki, this is it. I mean, yeah, you leave on a high. And I think by then he was already 41 or so, like 41, 42. So that was basically pretty much like the right age to leave. And then last year, and then so far this year, I mean, no, I should question him and his integrity towards the sport, but I do feel that his prop I don't know, like his commitment is something that I would like to sort of question, ask those hard questions around that. How is it that when you need these many runs, like 15, 16, 18 and over, how can you then send Ashwin over you, given that everyone knows that the six hitting capability that you have, it's unparalleled. And when you have Ashwin, the tailenders and you're an automatic choice, right? So why don't you go up there? It's actually sort of, cheating the fan out there who's cheering him. They revere him as their thala, their boss, all of that. So when you send an Ashwin before you, right? Now that is a disservice to your loyal fans. And I think I have seen people, they don't really have much of an attachment to CSK as a franchisee. It's only one person that they come to watch. It's that one person is the reason that they support CSK. I mean, and especially in these areas, right? Let's just say that you were born in Kolkata, you had no choice. I was born in Delhi, I had no choice. We had our own teams, right? But like there are so many different states, and say like a Bihar, you've got maybe like say like a Madhya Pradesh, all of these fans which do not have a dedicated franchisee, they then chose to cheer the team that their heroes were in it. And that's right. I'm like, think of Jharkhand, right? That Ranchi was put on world map by this guy, right? And I think most of the folks that I know who come from that place, they are ardent Dhoni followers and fans. So then you come down at probably number 8. I mean, it's ये इस सजा का वो कहते नहीं ना, इधर माफी है ना ऊपर माफी है. So
हाँ
I think he'll have
9
to
पे
live
है।
with that.
हम्म
He'll have to live with that. Moving on, how about we start with the what do you call symbolic outing for CSK in the first innings with their fielding.
अरे द नंबर ऑफ ड्रॉप्ड कैचेस एंड
Uh,
चलो आई थिंक देयर आर थ्री आई रिमेम्बर। एक
hmm,
दीपक हुडा, खलील
yeah,
अहमद एंड राहुल त्रिपाठी। आई थिंक
right,
Khalil Ahmed wali, you can say that it wasn't even a catch, maybe, especially for someone like Khalil. It
correct.
it like an exceptional fielder to take
Pull
that.
that one off.
हाँ Rahul Tripathi should have taken the catch. It was a
But
difficult chance, but ऐसा नहीं था कि वो कैच नहीं पकड़नी
नहीं
चाहिए।
हो सकती थी, प्लस आईपीएल लेवल पे ये एक्सपेक्टेशन है।
हाँ, बट उसका ऐसा लगा कि उसके हाथ में बॉल आई, फिर उनने कलाबाजी करने की कोशिश करी और उसमें वो छूट गई हाथ से, ऐसा कुछ हुआ। बट
हाँ,
दीपक हुडा, द वे ही ड्रॉप्ड दैट कैच एंड देन द वे ही एक्टेड आफ्टर, मतलब ऐसा लग रहा था कि वो रविंद्र जडेजा को बोल रहा है कि अरे हाँ ठीक है, हो गया ना, आगे बढ़, कोई बात नहीं। मतलब देयर वाजंट एन
फ्रस्ट्रेशन
आउंस
जडेजा के
ऑफ,
चेहरे पे था।
हाँ, फ्रस्ट्रेशन या गिल्ट नहीं था कहीं भी कि आई थिंक दीपक हुडा, आई थिंक उसका आईपीएल इज डन। आई थिंक सीएसके में देर आर अबाउट 4 to 5 प्लेयर्स जिनका आईपीएल शुड बी डन, बट
हम्म।
दीपक हुडा इज द फर्स्ट अमंग देम।
आई थिंक मेरे हिसाब से तो इवन रविंद्र जडेजा फॉर दैट मैटर।
हम्म।
I mean, either CSK finds an understudy for him, right? Or maybe then probably buy someone because हो गया. I mean, 18 years you've given what all you could. अब अपनी शक्तियों को पहचानो जानो। क्योंकि मेरे को यार, सिवाय वो फाइनल में जो उसने छक्का चौका मार के जिता दिया,
23।
ठीक है, हाँ, उसके बाद ना लास्ट सीजन कुछ ऐसा अलग से दिखा है, ठीक है। I think he had one great outing where he took Harshal Patel to the cleaners, but barring that with the bat, I do not recall. So what is his role? Is he just there to, bowl the 4 overs? And it's not that he's also, killing it with that. तो क्या इसके पीछे की साइंस लॉजिक है सिलेक्शन की, नहीं पता। मे बी लाइक चेन्नई हैज ऑलवेज बीन दिस, वो ना कि हम पेशेंस संयम रख के काम करते हैं, रखो कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है। लेकिन आई थिंक हर टीम में एक ट्रांजिशन बहुत जरूरी होता है, और जब वो ट्रांजिशन सही टाइम पे ना हो तो उसका फिर नतीजा बहुत मतलब एकदम से एक नोज डाइव होगा। एंड व्हेन नोज डाइव हैपेंस, अ लॉट ऑफ योर फैंस देन दे जस्ट लाइक स्टॉप केयरिंग, एंड देन फ्रॉम देयर ऑन इट्स अ डिफिकल्ट रोड अप अहेड रीबिल्डिंग। So I must say that like over the years they've never like let anything, and it's only like this season is only 2 matches old, so I won't really like stress on how bad it can go. But I think the way they just like surrendered yesterday in the chase, I mean that performance will be talked not only just like during this course of this IPL, but even 5 years down the line, or let's just say whenever an RCB CSK match, it's gonna be remembered as one where only one team showed up to play cricket. The other was just like 11 players, mere spectators. And add to that, if I may say, uh, see, punditry is a profession where you got to be unbiased. You also got to sometimes, call the, what do you call, the hard truths out. That so far I haven't seen. ऐसा पिछले 1-2 सीजन में देखा गया था जहां पे देयर वर कमेंटेटर्स हु वर लाइक, आई थिंक व्हेन डैरिल मिचेल वाज डिनाइड दैट सिंगल,
यस।
दैट वाज वन. Maybe Harsha Bhogle one time called out that let the players sort of like leave the stadium,
हम्म।
and then maybe you cheer for your thing, because it's when you get out and all and you see your own supporters cheering, no matter how much we all, I mean that team and they're like there for each other, it is not a nice feeling. आप आउट होके जा रहे हो, आपकी टीम आपके सपोर्टर्स उनको आपको बैक करना चाहिए, and they're just like totally awaiting. So it just goes to show, right? At the end of the day, it's not a CSK show. It's more like an MSD show. That is how it's being sort of pandered. कि मतलब माई भाई हैं तो सब ठीक है, उनसे मैं उनके क्रेडेंशियल्स नहीं कर रहा, चेक छीन रहा, बट आई थिंक they need to wake up. They need to understand that they need new heroes, because if they continue down this route and say that if he doesn't have that greater season with the bat, then maybe not now. But say, let's just when he hangs his boots and all, right? That's when people sort of, especially the ones who like love to pull people down. they will then at that point wait for him to retire, and then they're gonna come up with the fact, you know what, this has been the problem. Or let's just say if CSK as a franchisee does not click for a few seasons ahead, then they'll be like the fact that you center around this one person who is in his 40s, doesn't even want to bat up the order, all of that. He's just playing as a more of a consultant to the captain and a wicket keeper par excellence, and that's not the skill set that you require at this level. So it's very sort of again like these commentators and all, even they need to call that out. I see that Indian commentators especially do not call it out because probably they've played with these players in the past, they want to like ruin that thing. But I think this job is meant to call out the bullshit whenever you see it, right? So either you don't do that, or who knows, maybe what, these broadcasters might be running that whole thing. I'll not be surprised about that. I mean, every time it's not, the focus is on him, the focus is not on ऋतुराज गायकवाड़, he's the captain. अपील होती है, अंपायर धोनी को देखता है सारा, वो भी क्या कहते हैं, cameras, they all pan at Mahendra Singh Dhoni. So it's, I don't know मतलब how much it affects ऋतुराज गायकवाड़ or not, but it's something that his closed ones would have discussed with them. Ki, dude, are you really the captain, or are you just a captain in the name of it? That's not a healthy space for a captain to be around, right?
बट आई
And I
थिंक
think that's a question.
आई देखो ब्रॉडकास्टर्स तो एमएसडी एंड कोहली यही चाहते
कर
हैं.
रहे हैं.
दैट इज
हाँ.
दैट इज अ गिवन. But
हम्म.
I don't think they can stop commentators from saying what they want to say. I think
That's there, yeah.
we need commentators with integrity, who have guts, who have balls. I
Hmm.
don't expect Deep Das Gupta to call Mahendra Singh Dhoni out, honestly. I don't expect a Murli Karthik to call MS Dhoni out. Uh,
Hmm.
इनको अगर कुछ आता होता तो ये मतलब खुद के करियर में कुछ कर चुके होते. तो वो तो मतलब इनके अंदर नहीं है वो इंटेग्रिटी. वो तो समझ में आता है शुरुआत से ही.
Correct.
I think it was just the other day when Deep Das Gupta, I believe, गुजरात टाइटंस के मैच में ही कॉल्ड देम द गुजरात जायंट्स. तो
Hmm.
तो मतलब इस तरह के कमेंटेटर.
WPL hangover, हाँ.
हाँ, तो मैं तो नहीं एक्सपेक्ट कर रहा हूँ कि इस तरह का कमेंटेटर कुछ सेंस भी बनाएगा. मतलब
हाँ.
वो तो
आप
नहीं है.
अवेयर ही नहीं हो क्या हो रहा है.
हाँ, plus I think there are commentators like Simon Dool, like Ian Bishop, who usually stay true to their job. And the only time you would see anyone asking tough questions is when they are there on the panel, when they are there as commentators. Uh,
Correct. Him, Ian Bishop,
uh, think
Matty Hayden.
more about even Matthew Hayden. I think panders a lot to the Indian audience. I think he was a different person when he was a cricketer. Uh, he used to call he used to not respect India or Indians, let's just put it that way. I
Yeah,
think
no, but actually during the B, but during the
he was the one who
BJP,
called India an obnoxious third world country, if I'm not wrong.
no, he called Harbhajan Singh an obnoxious weed,
An
and
obnoxious leader. And
some
I think he called India a third world country. And basically, he was not, he was someone who stuck true
excuse
to
me.
his beliefs and thoughts. अब
Yeah.
चाहे वो गंदे हों चाहे वो अच्छे हों, बट
Hmm.
जिनकी इज्जत करनी चाहिए थी उनकी नहीं करता था. ऐसा ऐसा
Hmm.
बोलते हैं पहले.
Huh.
I think that has changed now, and it has changed. It has been that way for a long time now, for at least 4 to 5 years.
I don't know. I did find his BGT commentary fine. He was calling certain things out,
He was.
but I think
I'm talking
maybe,
about the IPL. Yeah.
I think the IPL reward is also like asking him to be in a setup where he does not want to like be this, or like how you stick out like a finger अलग से, तो वो शायद नहीं चाह रहा होगा कि मैं अकेले क्यों करूं. हो सकता है, सबके अपने वो हैं. Which brings us back to the focus. How you gonna rate Virat Kohli's innings?
बहुत गंदी. Yeah, it was not good. I think the match he played against Calcutta, the first game, uh,
Hmm.
it seemed like he had bought into the new approach, because
Yeah.
that was a great innings, especially his
Yeah.
batting during the power play. I think his batting after the power play is still a big question mark, and it has always been that way. उसका
या
स्ट्राइक रेट बहुत ज़्यादा ड्रॉप करता है पावर प्ले के बाद,
हम्म
पर एटलीस्ट पावर प्ले में इट सीम्ड लाइक हिज टेम्पलेट इज देयर।
हम्म
वो हिज उसको पता चल गया, उसको एक क्रैक कर लिया है फॉर्मूला पावर प्ले में बैटिंग
हम्म
करके अपना एक बढ़िया स्टार्ट देने का। बट
हम्म
आई होप यस्टरडे वाज वन ऑफ, क्योंकि
आई होप सो टू
या पावर प्ले बैटिंग में बहुत ज़्यादा he is not given a lot of people a lot to complain about when it comes
हम्म
to batting during the power play. And I'm not talking about, I mean, we'll not talk about the World Cup innings. वो उसको अगर साइड में रखा जाए तो
हाँ
एटलीस्ट पावर प्ले में ही मेक्स अ कॉन्शियस एफर्ट टू लाइक एक्सिलरेट एंड थोड़ा डोमिनेट करने की कोशिश करता है।
करेक्ट
टुडे दैट डिड नॉट हैपन। आई एम नॉट श्योर व्हाई पिच वगैरह का। आई थिंक इट वाज बिकॉज मे बी स्पिनर्स के साथ थोड़ा टाई डाउन कर दिया था, एंड व्हेन सैम करन केम इनटू बोल ही स्टार्टेड bowling, he straight away started bowling those slower ones।
हम्म
एंड कोहली का पंगा लगता है मेरे को, मतलब इफ यू टेक पेस ऑफ,
he's not a power hitter like that.
हाँ तो वो
He's
पंगा
more of a
लगता है।
timer.
हम्म।
Hmm.
बट हाँ, आपको क्या
But
लगता
I, yeah, I still have an imperfect understanding of how did they arrive at 197. See, the drop catches of Patidar, वो तो है मतलब literally a cat does have 9 lives, and he was like literally out there to prove that.
है?
And people came and played their cameos and all. Phil Salt हो गया, फिर Tim David ने towards the end. Patidar was there with the 50.
वर्टिकल।
Very happy about Patidar, man. Like he is really he's held the team together. ऐसा लग नहीं रहा है कि मतलब कैप्टनसी पहली बार कर रहा है आईपीएल में. ही नोज व्हाट टू डू. ही इज वेरी पॉइज्ड. मतलब उसका कुछ ओवर द टॉप नहीं है ना सेलिब्रेशन, ना ही बहुत ज्यादा फ्रस्ट्रेशन, या मतलब इफ थिंग्स आर नॉट गोइंग हिज वे किसी को चौका वक्का पड़ा, इज वेरी काम. तो दैट इज वन वेलकम साइन. आई थिंक हिज वन प्लेयर मे बी ही शुड बी मोल्डेड इनटू समवन लाइक a three format maybe, or if not the ODI, because T20 भी packed है, ODI भी more or less अभी तक के लिए तो है, but I think maybe I feel that he has more than the IPL to contribute towards Indian cricket, I feel, and I think that should be harnessed. One to look out for in my book. And captaincy calls haven't been all wrong actually. Like ठीक ठाक ही है अभी, ऐसा कुछ ब्लंडर तो नहीं हुआ है कुछ. एक
नहीं,
कहते नहीं कि
इनफैक्ट आई
मतलब.
थिंक बहुत बहुत अच्छा कैप्टनसी, एटलीस्ट ऑन हिज, लगा है मेरे को नथिंग टू कंप्लेन अबाउट।
No, I'm really impressed. I mean, I look forward. I think a few years back you told me about him, Rajat Patidar,
हम्म।
and I think last season he wasn't talked about much, but I think that rally towards the end was actually driven by him, where he went on to hit consecutive 50s, and not just like 50s out of 40 ball. I think they're spitfire 50s.
ट्रू।
And I think इसी सर्ज ने मोमेंटम दिया कि फिर माई भाई टीवी फोड़ दिया ऐसा पता चला.
गुस्सा होके चले गए।
अरे बताओ क्या होगा, उसने बोला होगा ऐसे चीकू तो यार तू तो मेरा मतलब को हमेशा इतने उसमें रखता है, अभी तो तू ऐसे पूरा मतलब सेलिब्रेट कर रहा है, बाहर दे दिया होगा. हट्टा कट्टा तो है अपना माई भाई. एक उसने बोला होगा 2.5 किलो का हाथ मेरा भी है. धड़ाम. मैन यार मतलब मैं, व्हाट आई मिस, और जैसे like how you have tunnel cams and all in football and all, right? Maybe if you could just get those glimpses, that's like gold. Because at the end of the day they're also humans, right? तो
मतलब लेकिन
चिड़
वो
मचना.
18 प्लस कंटेंट दिखा नहीं सकते ना ऐसे टीवी पे, तो आई डोंट थिंक उन कैमरास का पॉइंट रहेगा।
आई थिंक मैं अगर एमएसडी के करियर में अगर मेरे को कुछ चीजें बड़ी विचित्र लगी या अलग लगी है ना, एक उनका पिच पे जो इन्वेजन हुआ था, दैट वाज आई थिंक बिलो हिज स्टैचर.
ओ
हो
दैट।
जाता है हाँ फिट ऑफ एज में, बट उनसे नहीं उम्मीद की थी बिकॉज ही कैप्टन इंडिया फॉर अ लॉन्ग टाइम. आई मीन, एंड प्लस ही वाज लाइक अ मैच्योर हेड व्हेन दिस हैपेंड. ऐसा नहीं था कि 20 22 25 साल के हैं कि जैसे आई हैड सॉर्ट ऑफ लाइक I didn't like it one bit one time when Rishabh Pant tried to call the Delhi team. Because I was like, what the hell, man? You're not bigger than the game. अगर नहीं दिया अंपायर ने नो बॉल तो भाई तुम रिव्यू करो, अपील करो. यही प्रोटोकॉल है. ये क्या बात हुई कि बुला लो मतलब भाई मतलब. क्वाइट
फाउल
ऑनेस्ट में लगा था कि तुम
हाँ।
हाँ कि तूने अभी अचीव क्या किया एज अ कैप्टन ऑल टू गो आउट देयर, ठीक है. वेरी वियर्ड. सो व्हेन आई सॉ हिम मेक दैट डैश टू द स्क्वायर लेग अंपायर एंड सॉर्ट ऑफ पॉइंटिंग फिंगर्स की मतलब इसने दिया व्हाट दिस दैट, वो बताता है ना कि दिस गाय मोहित शर्मा, that he came back and he was like, Pandit, laptop nikal.
हम्म.
You want to check and all. So I was like, भाई मतलब आईपीएल यार मतलब एंटरटेनमेंट है, मेला है, इतना बड़ा कोई वो था नहीं मतलब कि वर्ल्ड कप दांव पे नहीं था. आई गेट इट, लोग होते हैं ड्रिवन होते हैं, लेकिन मेरे को बड़ा उनका मतलब just didn't seem right. Very, very not MSD like that one. And I think maybe this one yesterday. अब ये कॉल मैनेजमेंट का था, माई भाई का था, कैप्टन का था,
नहीं,
क्या था?
देर इज नो हाइडिंग बिहाइंड द फैक्ट दैट आई थिंक, मैं अगर इस चीज पे बोलूँ तो ही इज बिन अ रिपीट ऑफेंडर. ये मतलब
हम्म.
कल पहली बार नहीं हुआ है. ठीक है, सो आई डोंट वांट टू मिन्स वर्ड्स यहाँ पे.
हम्म.
2018 में इंग्लैंड के अगेंस्ट ओडीआई, 2019 वर्ल्ड कप इंग्लैंड के अगेंस्ट ओडीआई, 2019 वर्ल्ड कप न्यूजीलैंड के अगेंस्ट ओडीआई,
सेमीफाइनल यार.
2017 आई बिलीव अगेंस्ट वेस्ट इंडीज T20 मैच इन फ्लोरिडा, चेजिंग 240, 238.
हम्म. हम्म.
Multiple occasions where he's denied singles, taken the game too deep, and then failed to win. And multiple
Yeah.
occasions where he has not shown the intent to win, right from the 13th over or the 14th over. I remember a match, CSK versus MI tha, if I'm not wrong, and
हम्म.
either MI or RCB, जहाँ पे a lot of quick wickets fell, and 13th over onwards he just batted through till the 20th over. And then उसने
हम्म.
पोस्ट मैच प्रेजेंटेशन में आके बोला है कि आई कांट डू एनीथिंग इफ माय टॉप ऑर्डर डजंट परफॉर्म. तो ये, ही इज बीन अ रिपीट ऑफेंडर, has done it multiple times. It is just sad and shocking at the same time that he has not been called out.
Yeah. I think that's a question I would love to, ask the fans here that guys, what are your thoughts on what happened yesterday, last night's match? I mean, if you were in the dugout, what would you do? What would you advise? Or if you have any questions that you want to ask us about it, do drop in your comments. We'd love to, follow up on that. So that's that. See, Arpit, like about yesterday's game and all, I think the highlight one thing was the fact that I think what we'd also addressed in our first video, that how can you bench Bhuvi? So him coming along with Hazelwood, that sort of tied down CSK. And like we agreed on it, no? If you have Bhuvi in your squad, he's fit, you got to play him.
He is going to be the he's going to be
Game
the,
changer.
yeah, he is. उसके वजह से जीतेंगे, अगर जीतेंगे तो आई थिंक ही इज बिन देयर बेस्ट बाई ऑन पेपर.
Yeah,
आई थिंक ही इज गोइंग टू प्रूव इट ऑन द फील्ड एज वेल.
I hope so, man. I mean, my wishes to Bhuvi because I still feel that his his talks are not valued enough. And it's always so nice to see a bowler giving it all at this age. Uh, I was a little surprised when he was not retained by SRH, but I think he's joined the right franchisee. They've always wanted a quality bowler, a quality seam bowler, and I think he'll be lethal during the power plays, man. So that's one bright light from yesterday. But because all I've got to talk about related to the cricket being played is only in the first innings. Second innings तो कुछ था ही नहीं apart from this one performance from the seamers. तो थोड़ा सा ये एज अ क्रिकेट फैन बड़ा वो लगता है कि आप मीक क्यों सरेंडर कर रहे हो और जो आपका वो टेम्पलेट भी नहीं है. आप यू नोन टू प्ले फियर्स कंपेटिटिव क्रिकेट द रेन ओवर अंटिल द फैट लेडी सिंग्स. तो कल तो बड़ा पता नहीं. एंड डिड यू नोटिस लाइक देयर वाज आरसीबी चैंट्स हैपनिंग एट चेपॉक.
हाँ हाँ हाँ, करेक्ट.
तो वो चीज है. आई थिंक प्रोबेबली not gonna like harp much on Chikuji, but had this total been like 150, 160, then maybe it would come under a lot of scrutiny.
would have, yes.
The result has panned out for him, but I would have been a little surprised if had CSK managed to chase down a 160 and all, then a lot of questions. Because मानो ना मानो, उसका विराट कोहली का भी T20 को फॉर्म जो है या जिस तरह का वो बैट कर रहा है, वो थोड़ा सा मतलब नहीं है. इट्स नॉट दैट व्हाट व्हिच दिस beast T20 has evolved into.
True.
And fair play to him. He's 36 and all. I don't expect that he's going to completely rediscover himself. But see, aggregate scores and all of that, they tell a different story. That probably just goes to show the range that he has, and then he can, how dog it out in the middle, get some runs and all. But I think so far what we've witnessed, and even including the last IPL also, that no longer 200 chases are no longer safe. At least till 5 years back, if you had 200, you knew कि भाई बस तुम करा दो bowling, हो जाएगा, जीत जाएंगे. अभी ऐसा लग रहा है कि यार मतलब 5 में 70 चाहिए, 6 में 80 चाहिए, एंड देन लाइक बॉलर्स आर अंडर प्रेशर.
करेक्ट.
एंड कल कुछ बहुत उल्टा हुआ. कल ऐसा हुआ ही नहीं. बॉलर्स बोला अच्छा ये कर रहे हो, हाँ ठीक है चलेगा मेरे को, लाइक कोई दिक्कत नहीं है, सिंगल लेना लो. माई भाई को नहीं बैटिंग करना है ना, बहुत बढ़िया. जो भी बॉलर को टेंशन है, फॉर्म वॉर्म नहीं है, कराओ उससे बॉलिंग उस टाइम पे.
ये तो है.
तो थोड़ा ये मतलब समझना चाहिए कि CSK विच डायरेक्शन दे वांट टू गो इन. क्योंकि एकदम से स्क्वाड ओवरहॉल्स होंगे. और whenever MSD leaves CSK, that's a big void already, and the person who comes in will already be under tremendous pressure without even facing the first ball. तो उस टाइम पे आपका ट्रांजिशन कितना स्मूथ हो सकता है, क्या आप कर सकते हो, वो they'll have to like go back to the drawing board and iron out these things. And अभी तो 2 ही मैच हुए हैं, there are 12 more to go. तो but if this is how they're going to play, I'll not be surprised if a lot of CSK fans don't turn up to Chepauk.
No, I think
ले
that
दे
is
की
not going to happen.
नहीं, मेरा ये है कि ले दे के ऐसी माई भाई 4 बॉल 5 बॉल खेलते हैं, 8 बॉल खेलते हैं. तो और भाई अगर वो भी ना खेलना चाहे तो फिर फायदा क्या हुआ ना. बिकॉज टिकट्स का तो राइट हाउ इट इज.
ये आई स्ट्रांगली बिलीव कि मतलब फैंस
आएंगे.
में आना बंद नहीं करेंगे. मतलब टिकटों के लिए होड़ लगी रहती है. वो जो धोनी को देखने आ रहे हैं वो नहीं आएंगे, तो इट विल जस्ट फ्री अप टिकट्स फॉर पीपल हु एक्चुअली वांट टू कम एंड वॉच क्रिकेट.
या
So I think धोनी staying in the team is a bigger void than धोनी leaving the team. तो I don't think कि धोनी के जाने से कुछ void create होने वाला है. Void है वो
ओके.
void, वो खोखला हो चुका है पूरा एकदम टीम में रहने से उसके. So I think it'll be good if he leaves. Lets his legacy remain intact. Uh,
Let him not diminish it any further,
Let him not diminish it.
that which he has made.
जाए
Oh,
किसी
okay.
और को ग्रूम करे, मेंटर बन जाए. इफ यू वांट्स टू स्टे इन द डग आउट, मेंटर बना दो भाई. मतलब आईपीएल में तो रोल्स इन्वेंट होते रहते हैं.
हाँ.
तो बना दो कोई ऐसा रोल फॉर हिम.
आई एम श्योर, मतलब उसमें कोई बुराई भी नहीं है. और I mean, he's given it as a player, now he can give it as a backroom staff. But I would like to sort of end the video on a note that as a cricketing fan, be it you be a fan of MS Dhoni or you be a fan of Muzi Uzi Sibanda, doesn't matter. But as a fan, there's a responsibility that's on our shoulders as well. That when we see our heroes fail, you support them. When we see our heroes on the rise, we cheer for them. And when we see them not doing or not giving their best, I think it's also our responsibility to call it out. I mean that's something that we should call out, and there's nothing wrong in that, because you take the bitter with the better. So as a fan, I would want all our viewers, to sort of think about it, that if there's something off, one should have the might and the courage to call it out. Because when you do that, right, at least if not anything else, the player, if he listens to us, he may disagree, but he might just appreciate the honesty behind it. And as a fan, I think that's our primary thing, that we be honest to our teams, to our players in our feedback. I mean, अंधभक्त तो सारे हैं. What separates you? So that's the video, guys. So do follow us on Instagram, subscribe to our YouTube channel, drop in your comments, drop in your likes. You got any questions, do write to us. We will promptly reply back. Thanks, fellas. That's Maiden Hunters wrapping up for today. Take care. Bye.